People have been asking me about drilling and the best way to drill. So here's a little bit of my advice, my suggestions on drilling. There's a couple stages to drilling. You could say maybe there's 3 or 4. For the first stage of drilling is learning the new technique. When you learn a new technique, you're going over the mechanics, you're learning how to move, in sync, your left hand with your right hand. Not even in sync, you're just putting your body parts in the right place. You're not worried about timing so much. You're not worried about, it's very slow, it's very methodical. You're just focused on the proper mechanics. The second stage of drilling is a little bit more dynamic. You're moving a little bit faster, and by a little I really mean like very, very little. Again, mechanics have to be precise, and now you're thinking more about syncing your body parts. So when you're moving your legs, you're moving your arms. Movements that should be happening at the same time. It's important to focus on and know when things should be happening, what things should be happening at the same time. And then the third part, or the third phase of drilling, is like your partner is resisting you a little bit more, and you're moving much faster actually, so it's kind of a resisted drilling. In the second phase, you have a little bit of resistance. You're moving with your partner. You're kind of syncing your body parts, your body movements, and then you're also syncing your own body parts. But you're also in the third part, you're thinking about how you can sync your movement with your partner's movement. That's the third phase. And in the last phase, this is something, it's like drilling but not. So let's say you're training with somebody who's inferior. In jiu-jitsu, you could say, like, you could make an example as like belts, right? So maybe you're a purple belt and you're training with a white belt. You guys are the same age, you're the same weight. Clearly you're going to be better than, most of the time, the purple belt's going to be better than the white belt. Should be, probably. Everybody's different. Everybody trains for different reasons. That's another topic of conversation. The important thing that I want you to think about is just drilling. So the white belt's going to be training on you like they're rolling, or they're going live, they're sparring with you. And if you're a lot better than them, then you have the luxury or the advantage to drill your technique over and over on this. So take, for example, a half guard. You play your half guard over and over again. Do the same sweep, get to the same position, and sweep them, get on top, pass their guard, let them escape and get back on top, and then go right back to your half guard. So you've changed the dynamics to drill. Now you're no longer just waiting for them. You're no longer, you're still drilling, but it's with resistance, and they're trying to stop your half guard, or they're trying to stop what you're drilling on them. This can be really difficult, especially if somebody realizes that you're doing the same thing over. Maybe you do it 3 or 4 times on them, and then they start to counter you. That's when the drilling becomes really helpful, or twice as helpful, I guess. Now you need to set them up. You need to think a step ahead. You've already been thinking a step ahead by drilling your half guard, and that's working. Once they start to block that, you need to think in a different step. You need to maybe put out a bait somewhere. You need to be more strategic. You need to set them up so that they fall into your trap. Maybe you put, if we're talking about chess, maybe you have to move your bishop over in this direction, and they're a little bit distracted. They catch sight of that bishop, and they start to look over here, and that gives you the opportunity to go back to the move that you were drilling. So that's the 4th level. And then the last level is just rolling. When you're rolling, you should always you're not drilling per se, but you're rolling with the idea of implementing your technique as close to your drilling format as you can. Obviously there's resistance and counters, but the step four is really the important step that I want you guys to focus on. In step 4, you're going against somebody who's, and this could work if you're going against somebody who's lighter than you too, you know, or just in general speaking, somebody that you can always technically beat, that you're technically better than them. And so you can try, rather than like giving them, you know, the opportunity to get to their best positions and then you counter their best stuff, you can still work on your best stuff or improve the stuff that you're wanting to improve, and then still allow them to give their best to you.